So hearing bumps in the night is normal, especially when you have a cat. Being pulled from your bed and then down the stairs? I'm Sarah. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell to see any new stories I discover along this dark alien path. We're going to take a journey into the Enfield Poltergeist, the inspiration for the Conjuring 2. We all have a sense of calm and peace in our homes. It's supposed to be a place that you go to recharge for the next day. Starting in 1977, that's all the family wanted. It's hard to relax when you've got everything from Legos to dressers being flung around your house. Two little girls huddled in the corner of their room, wide-eyed, staring at their dresser. Their mom burst into the room, insisting that they get ready for bed. Then she saw the dresser. They saw the thing unnaturally dragging itself towards the center of the room. She pushed it to return it to its space on the wall, but the dresser continued to move towards the family. They were at war with an unnatural force, and the poltergeist in their house was there to stay. When single mom Peggy was at her wit's end, she turned to the police for answers. Two police officers actually came to visit the house. When they were about to leave, they stated, "A chair rose up off the floor about an inch and then moved a meter from where it originally stood." They checked the floor with a marble to make sure that it wasn't at a slant, and they also made sure that there weren't any wires or strings attached to the chair. So they immediately grabbed their PKE meters, their proton packs, and their granola bars. Nope, that didn't happen. Apparently, ghosts can't commit crimes, so they left. But Peggy wasn't going to give up. The family's father had left, leaving Peggy to raise the 4 kids. That's a lot of kids. Maybe not for the 70s. She had to find help for her family to fix this damn ghost problem. So she reached out to the Daily Mail, and they sent over 2 cameramen. They went into that house expecting maybe some tea and a nice chat with the lady and her family. They left the house having items chucked at their head, and one guy even had a Lego impression where it was thrown so hard at him. But to be fair, it's better than stepping on one. Maurice Grosse was sent from the Society of Psychiatric Research, like a real Ghostbuster, except his equipment was boring, like stop cameras and tape recorders. I'm going to pretend he drove an ectomobile. Janet, 11 at the time, had started to go into trances. She would have uncontrollable fits and often use an old man's voice. You know, the really creepy, deep, raspy kind? I just want to say nothing in this world is more unsettling than a little girl talking like an old man. Stop-motion cameras captured Janet in these states, and the majority of the evidence consists of audio recordings of Janet, as well as knocking on the walls of the home. So Maurice came up with a system where the ghost would knock once for yes and 2 for no. Or was it 2 for no and 1 for yes? It doesn't matter. It's not my idea. Don't do it at home. So Maurice would conduct experiments. They would fill Janet's mouth with water, and then they would put tape over her mouth. Then they would see if the voice would still appear from her, and it did. Then they would take the tape off and she would spit the water out. Terrifying in general, just as a little girl. That's a terrifying thing. Don't do that to people. One night Janet was sleeping. She was pulled from her bed by what she describes as cold hands grasping her arms. She was pulled out from under her sheets. The door slammed open to her bedroom, and then she was pulled down the stairway from the hallway. Though the camera didn't capture a particular incident, they did capture the audio. So I thought about putting the audio recording in here, but experts like Ed and Lorraine Warren have suggested that doing that could possibly summon some things. We're not going to do that today. I've already listened to the recording too many times in the past week. It's creepy. I don't want to listen to it anymore. Summon stuff on your own time, people. Summon things on your own time. Ed and Lorraine Warren came on the scene in 1978 when activity in the home was winding down, but Lorraine said it was one of the scariest experiences in her line of work. And if she's scared, it must be crazy. This lady has a museum of cursed relics adjacent from her home. It's to protect these objects from harming other people. She's a badass. Ed Warren described levitations, teleportations, dematerializations inside of the home. Janet has told the public later that she felt the Warrens were legitimately there to help and was comforted by their visits to the home. Many people cling to the statement that the sisters have made that they used to play some pranks on the researchers. This included things like hiding the tape recorder underneath their bed and just saying the ghost did it. Just because some kids hid a tape recorder doesn't mean they can hoax giant objects or levitating in front of grown adults. As an adult, Janet said she felt used and controlled as a child. When you watch the video of the sisters, Janet and Margaret, It's not a laughing matter. It's a very serious, disturbing part of their life that traumatized the entire family. Janet was admitted to the local Maudsley Hospital for psychiatric observation for 2 months. Giving her several tests, they confirmed that she was normal, and she returned home. Janet believes the separation took away the opportunity for whatever it was to feed off of her. Though Janet always felt there was still something in the house, the poltergeist activity did stop. So I want everyone out there to think happy thoughts, have sweet dreams, and know that your cats are the ones making the ruckus down the hall. Tell me if you believe in ghosts in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you're into this stuff. My weird art can be found on my website, and it's listed in the description below.